me, my name is Claire Hill. I've been going to Montessori for my whole time in school, and I don't know how I'm going to summarize Cascades. I've only been in person for barely more than a year, but I have so many great memories of it here. Despite the shocking number of times I've had to explain that we don't milk cows in math class just because we're in Washington and I'm in a Montessori school, I wouldn't trade this experience for the world. I'd first like to acknowledge the hard work put in by our teachers to make this school as wonderful as it is. Mike, even when you're throwing pins at us or sobbing during affirmation circles, you've never failed to bring the mood up and make everyone feel accepted. I believe somebody said this last year, but going into the Upper L in Cedar Tree, there was a rumor that Amanda had a torture chamber and that Amanda bit people's ears, and those were obviously fake. So I assumed that the talk about you throwing pins was as well, and I was gravely mistaken, and I very much learned from my assumption. Wow, I'm very good at speaking. Tip to incoming 7th graders or anybody who's going to come into this school. Don't mix up cross multiplication and multiplying across. It doesn't end well. You have an amazing balance between work and play that I aspire to bring into my high school career. And I think you should always remember that it was a 7.
Yeah.
Kelly, you're a wonderful light in this community and in my life. You can be terrifying or genuine and sweet. Your unicorny vibes always cheer me up. It's truly magical how you manage to put up with our hooliganery and feed us croutons when needed. Your tendency to be positive while still being realistic is something that I would love to take with me into high school. Lauren, I'm honored that I was able to be in your first year of teaching in this chaotic blob we call a school. It was honestly really nice to be able to know that it's not only the 7th graders who were new that year, and that one of our teachers was also learning the gist of things. You've done such an amazing job at matching the vibes of all the teachers, and I always like talking about science with you. Your flexibility is truly astounding, and it inspires me to improve upon my own flexibility. Alex, it may be your first year teaching, but it truly doesn't feel like it. Your knowledge of birds and other animals is absolutely wonderful, and I wish I was as passionate about them as you are. It's been super fun talking to you about Mitski and owls and all the other interests that we share. You did a great job at leading debate classes, and your classes really solidified how much I want to go into speech and debate next year. Your compassion for other people and animals is something I aspire to have during my high school career and onwards. All of you guys have made me feel so accepted and welcome, from making fun of me to actually teaching me. You've really changed my life for the better. Thank you. Now on to some other acknowledgements. Thank you to Cadence Genevieve Athena Osage Testa, and your very long name, for being my closest friend since first grade. You've helped me through so many hard times, and you truly are my best friend. Even though we're going to different high schools, I really hope our friendship continues to be just as amazing. From my rants about a scrawny 14-year-old alchemist, to me crying and venting to you on Snapchat in ungodly hours of the night, you really have seen most sides of me. You're my closest and most trusted friend. Thank you for sticking with me and even indulging in my interests, even when they sound as insane as criminal soup man breaks into a museum where he meets and befriends an anxious 12-year-old. Thank you to Evan, who is still somehow my friend despite our hundreds of fights and disagreements. I'm completely desensitized to being yelled at over text because of you, but I don't know how we're still friends. Thank you to all of my other friends as well for still being my friends despite how awkward I am at times and what random stuff I spew out. You guys are truly amazing and so patient. I don't think I'd be able to be my own friend, so I don't know how y'all do it. Thank you to my Aunt Laura. She's no longer with us, but she always knew how to cheer me up when I was sad, and her voice is always so missed at family parties. I truly wouldn't be where I am today without her, so it feels fitting to acknowledge her in this speech. She died just last year, but as cheesy as it sounds, she continues to live on in my heart and memories. Thank you to my friends who aren't here because you either go to other schools, didn't have time, or live states or even countries away. You're all so wonderful, and it's amazing how we've managed to become friends and stay friends even when we don't see each other in person that often or at all. Thank you to this whole school and all of its alumni. If you told Pre-Cascades me that a little yellow house could impact my life this much, I would have laughed at you or maybe just ignored you. But I would truly be a completely different person without Cascades. This school has changed my life for the better. That's all of my thanks given out. This school has truly been life-changing. I wasn't here for most of last year, but almost every experience here has stuck with me. Measuring how many blocks of cheese were worth, fighting over which fictional character is more attractive, and even staying in the same tent together and losing our minds. It's truly been unforgettable. Moving into high school feels impossible, but I'll try to manage. My memories of the school will never fade, even as I move further through my life. My future wife is probably going to get sick of my nostalgic anecdotes about back when I was in Cascades, but I will continue.